Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have some older tea on Taeyang and I wanted to dive into it as this is a perfect example of when things go too far and just the craziness that ensues in K-pop. I feel like I always have to prove the craziness does happen in K-pop. Obviously this is about Taeyang and a Saeson fan. I also want to talk about Eric Nam talking about the disappointment in the whole BTS situation. I definitely have a lot to say about that. So grab your dumpling tea spilling mug merch and let's get into the tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, lying to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to jump into is what happened with Taeyang a little while ago. If you don't know what a Saeson fan or a Sasang fan, whichever you pronounce it as, if you don't know what that is a fan that is a bit crazy. In Korean, it translates directly to private life fan. I have several videos on this channel talking about those type of fans and the dangers of it. This is just another video talking about what some have done and just give you an overall picture of what's going on and what idols have to deal with. I think it's important to know as we can be aware of the type of trauma these idols have to deal with and thus be a lot more careful when we interact with them. Some Saeson fan activities can range from literally licking a toilet on an airplane after an idol has used it, tracking the idol's information so they can be on that plane to lick that toilet, to something that is apparently more common and seen as normal, like appearing in front of idols' homes. That is not okay. You don't show up usually even to your friend's house uninvited. It's weird. Then there's cases of Suga getting sexually harassed by a Saeson fan who allegedly tried to kiss him. There's many examples of this, and Taeyang, especially in the beginning of their career, they don't expect this to happen. And a lot of idols don't expect people to love them that much. Think of it in their perspective. They dance for 3 days straight to get a perfect move. They don't see themselves as gods for nailing it at that point. They see it as me working hard and I did it. So when they start to gain some popularity and people aren't in love with them, in the beginning it's hard to understand the impact you have on other people because you're just doing the thing you would do even if you weren't famous for doing it. And also you know yourself, so you know it wasn't overnight, it was years and years of building a following, and then you start to gain support. Basically my point is that they see themselves as human. So it was probably hard for them to understand why people were worshipping them. In the beginning, Taeyang apparently had a relationship with a fan. And I don't mean dating, it was probably a friendship or more like she was in charge of a fan group page, or they call it a fan cafe. And Taeyang reportedly was close to this fan. And I want to emphasize that idols like to talk to their fans and have close relationships with as many as they can. But it's people like this who try to take advantage of that and ruin it for everyone. But I'm getting ahead. This fan was named Hai apparently, and people speculated a romantic relationship pretty quickly. This is because allegedly they would gift each other things. Apparently Hai gave Taeyang an iPhone, which apparently he had used during many live streams. She would write letters in the fan cafe that Taeyang would read, I guess. And then apparently Hai would ask the BTS board to post pictures of Taeyang in front of the mirror, and then Taeyang would do it. Now they have denied this rumor, right? But a lot of the netizens do think they were dating. The fact that a lot of this stuff was posted to make it seem like they had some sort of relationship, like the fan was interested in making it seem like they spoke a lot to each other. They knew each other and were sending gifts to each other. If they were actually dating, that's great. But this became such a big deal at the time, and a lot of people were talking about this. Big Hit actually had to come out and reportedly release a statement. Big Hit seemed pretty mad about it and basically called the girl delusional. They said, while it's true that Taeyang and a mysterious girl are just fans and stars relationship, as far as we know they were never dating. We don't know how these rumors got out, but we suspect that the girl created a scandal to media play her delusion. Please focus your attention on Bangtan Boy's upcoming album instead. People don't know who this fan is and really that much information, and I'm glad because she will get a lot of hate if they do. A lot of people suspected that she might have been a Saeson fan that had been stalking BTS for a long time. No proof on this. It is just speculation within the community. They think it's a fan called Nuna. She's basically sometimes at private BTS events where she'll record BTS sitting there. I believe she does have a fan page where she gets photos that obviously no one else has, and thus a lot of people join it, and I guess that's how she's able to make a living. I don't know. One person on L Tweetster said, so I heard there's a rumor that Taeyang is dating a fan Nuna named Hai. It's very intense to think that people are going through that length to try to make it seem like there's more between two people, to make it seem like they're closer, to either make themselves seem cool or just have people talking about them dating. It's weird because that isn't actually going to make the idol want to date you. In fact, they may not like you anymore because you caused all this drama. Instead, just write sweet notes, be a kind person that is always there respectfully, and if the idol finds you attractive, and I don't mean just physically, but like personality, they'll date you. An idol will not find a crazy stalker to be attractive. But yeah, I definitely want to explain this a little bit more. It actually goes a lot more in depth than this, but I covered the main parts. Eric Nam is someone who has been very vocal on the support he has for BTS. He talks about BTS a lot. I mean, we all do, right? I mean, look at this channel. There used to be a lot more K-pop groups, and now it's BTS. I'm not complaining. But Eric Nam knows that BTS is kind of at the forefront of something right now. And I hope hope you see this video because I love you. And no, my dog does not speak Chinese. But Eric, for his recent podcast for his K-pop debauch show, great podcast. He spoke about the Grammy incident. Eric expressed his disappointment with the whole thing. I mean, we're all disappointed. I think what's the most disappointing is that BTS didn't win a Grammy with the amount of records Dynamite broke. What are the chances for other singers or even singers like Eric to ever win a Grammy if he wanted one? Like, at least if BTS won, it would be a sign that it's possible for Asians to really make it here in America. What's interesting is people have said that Asians do all these awesome things and are at the forefront of innovation, yet mainstream media doesn't acknowledge them. No, that's not true. American mainstream media. That is all. American mainstream media is the most behind media I've ever seen. The whole world could be talking about this one thing or specific type of music, and it would still be considered underground until 50 years later when America decides it's cool to have it on their precious media. K-pop has been around forever. Anime has been around forever. But it's mainstream in America now. No one in the world didn't know about this genre because other countries' media are always trying to look for new interesting things to cover and put on air. America puts the same garbage on TV over and over again. That's never how the world has been. I don't understand it. Eric continues to talk about how BTS reacted to the loss and how he likes their reaction a lot. BTS just says that they will work harder and of course try to win next year. Eric mentions how that is a good mentality to have. Don't ever place blame on something else, but kind of take it in for yourself. What can you do to be better? Because you can't control other people, but you can control yourself and work even harder until you're basically unignorable. I do personally think there's been a lot of artists, for example, Psy. It's not that he couldn't stay in America or do more music in America. I think he simply didn't want to. But people saw it as K-pop doesn't last in America. So maybe that's what the Grammys were looking at. But when next year comes and BTS continues to break records and be huge and work even harder, the Grammys will maybe see these boys are not going anywhere and that they should win a Grammy. Eric talks about how humble they are and hardworking. Then Eric goes on to congratulate BTS for the Grammy nomination itself, as of course that is a big deal. And I think they broke records even for that, as I don't think a K-pop group has been nominated for a Grammy before. At the end of the day, people don't go into K-pop or go into arts to win awards. They do it because they love it, they have a passion for it, and they just enjoy the art making process. Even if BTS never wins another award again, they will still probably make music and perform because they love to do it. I think everyone in the industry will tell you, if their legs get cut off tomorrow, they'll pick them up, get into a train, and go right to work. No one gets in the industry and stays in the industry for years by mistake, because if you don't like it or enjoy it, you would eventually leave. It's not always a great time, and a prime example of that is how unfair award shows can be and how unfair you get treated in this industry. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I appreciate this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you would like to see over there. Also, we have a great time communicating and interacting with each other over there. Anything you contribute over there gives back to this channel. I have a video over there explaining that, which is free to watch. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.
I would